Short questions, short answers by Torah Teacher Ariel and e-Bible. Yep, that's me. Okay, here's our question. Did Jesus follow all the laws of the Old Testament? Funny question, huh? Let's answer. The short answer is yes and no. And I know you're scratching your head saying, huh? What is it yes or is it no? Right? I don't understand your answer. All right, hang on. Let me explain. While Yeshua Jesus did not follow all of the laws because every single commandment cannot be kept by a single individual, because every single commandment does not apply to every single person, right? Makes sense so far? But nevertheless, he did keep them all. He followed them all, even though everything didn't apply to him alone. Let's keep reading my answer. He was in fact righteous. There's that word righteous again. He was righteous before God, walking blamelessly in all the commandments and statutes of the Lord. Does that sound familiar? Yeshua is righteous. Yeah, check out my bling bling there. All right, what is more, we too, by the power of the Spirit, can be blameless in God's sight by upholding the totality of the authority of each and every law of Moses. How can I be righteous just like Yeshua was? We're asking ourselves. And in this way, we keep all of the Torah just like the Messiah did. Make sense? Yay! I am righteous. Yeah, that's something to cheer about. So, contrary to popular opinion, any believer under the power of the Spirit of God, just like Jesus was, can keep all the laws of God. Observe. And we read this verse in our liturgy. Speaking of John the Baptist's parents, they were righteous before God, walking blamelessly in all the commandments and statutes of the Lord. Wow, they were righteous. That's right. That's what you should be telling yourself. Now, were John the Baptist's parents perfect or sinless? Hardly. Yet, Luke says they were righteous and blameless in all the commandments. They were righteous and blameless. Yeah, they were both. Perfection? Is that what God asks of us? I don't think so. Let's cut that notion out of our head. Instead, blameless. That's what God's expecting of us. Blameless. Let's talk about this. God knows that some commandments are for kings, some for priests, some for women, some for parents, etc., and that every single commandment does not apply to every single person. God knows that because God is the author of the Torah. So you can't expect us to keep every single commandment as one individual because they don't all apply. That's why there's forgiveness and mercy and grace, as one preacher I used to know stated, from Genesis all the way to maps, right? Always has been, always will be. The cross is in the Torah. It's in the Torah. They're not separated. Get that notion out of your mind that the New Testament and the Old Testament are separated. That's not true. So I don't have to try to keep all the law perfectly, you might say. Yay, the law is not burdensome like I was taught. That's right. All right, so conclusion. Yeshua was sinless, he was perfect, and he upheld the totality of the authority of each and every law of Moses. And in this way, you could say he guarded all of the commandments. The original Hebrew word for guard is shamar, but it's often translated as keep or do in some versions. Strong's number 8104, shamar. He guarded all of the commandments. He did them, but he guarded them. Most importantly for us to affirm in our conclusion is that as far as the commandments that applied to him as a non-king, non-priest, and single male with no offspring, he perfectly modeled Torah observance for all to see. Amen? Amen. And I think that's something that we can walk away with on a practical level that makes more sense to us as believers. Catch my podcasts. They're available on iTunes. Search term Ariel HaNaviy. And for those of you who like to follow me on YouTube, and you're liking what you're seeing, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up there as well. New content is added weekly.